Hello, 5th grade math students. Welcome to Chapter 13, which is all about the properties of triangles and four-sided figures. Today we begin by classifying triangles. Let's get started. We classify the different types of triangles by two different measures: the length of their sides and their angle measures. Let's begin by identifying equilateral, isosceles, and scalene triangles, which all depend on the length of side. In triangle ABC, all sides are of equal length. This is called an equilateral triangle. Remember, whenever you see this tick mark in geometry, it indicates that the sides are of the same length. Since all three sides of the triangle are the same length, this is an equilateral triangle. The next type of triangle we'll look at is called an isosceles triangle. In an isosceles triangle, two sides are of equal length. See here that line DF and line DE are each 2 inches long, and they're marked with that tick mark. However, line EF is 3 inches long. So this is an isosceles triangle because it has two sides of equivalent length, not an equilateral triangle because not all three sides are the same size. Let's go on to the next type, the scalene triangle. In a scalene triangle, all three sides have different lengths. Notice here that line GI is 2 inches, line GH is 3, and line IH is 4. None of the sides have an equivalent length, so this is a scalene triangle. Now apply this on your own. In triangles 1, 2, and 3, I've given you the three side lengths. Please identify these triangles as being either equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. Now let's learn to identify triangles based on the measures of their angles. The first type of triangle we'll look at is called a right triangle. In this triangle, PQR, angle R is a right angle, or a 90-degree angle. Any triangle that contains one right angle is called a right triangle. In example PQR, all three sides are not of equal length. Therefore, triangle PQR is a scalene right triangle. Let's look at another example of a right triangle. In this right triangle, we have two side lengths that are the same, line AC and line BC. Angle C is a right angle. Therefore, we would call this triangle an isosceles right triangle. Isosceles because two sides are of the same length, and a right triangle because it contains a 90-degree angle. Now let's look at the next type of triangle, which is called an obtuse triangle. This blue triangle is an obtuse triangle. In triangle STU, the measure of angle S, right here, is larger or greater than 90 degrees. Any triangle that has one angle larger than 90 degrees is called an obtuse triangle. Obtuse triangles can either be scalene or isosceles. The final type of triangle classified by the measure of its angle is an acute triangle. In triangle XYZ, the measure of all of the angles is acute, or less than 90 degrees. So this is called an acute triangle. An acute triangle can either be equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. The main point is that all of the angles are less than 90 degrees. Now practice classifying some triangles on your own. Which of these triangles is right, obtuse, or acute? I've given you the angles you need. Simply assess these and assign the right name. When you've completed these, you have finished Chapter 13.1. So I'll see you tomorrow for more practice in classifying triangles. Have a great night.